Hello guys, welcome to a new video of the first World Chess Championship of 1886. It's Wilhelm Steinitz against Johannes Zukertort, and today we're looking at game number 4. So in this game we see one of, if not the biggest blunders in World Chess Championship history. One of the players makes some mistakes and resigns straight afterwards, so let's see what happened. Steinitz has the white pieces and he starts with e4. e5 by Zukertort, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop to b5, the Spanish opening. Knight to f6, the Berlin defense, castles, and knight takes e4. So against knight takes e4, we can either play rook to e1 or d4 here. And actually we have this interesting line with d4, in which we actually have the Berlin draw. And the Berlin draw is a forced line in which grandmasters sometimes play nowadays to force a draw. Well, how can you force a draw here? After knight to d6, pawn takes, knight takes b5, a4, knight to d4, knight takes, and queen takes, d5, en passant, queen takes, and this would be a draw. So sometimes on the top levels you see this line happening. But obviously Steinitz is down in the match, he has the white pieces, so he really wants to win this game. So instead of d4, he plays rook to e1 here. Now knight d6 back, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, and rook takes e5 check. Bishop to e7, and here the knight's attacking the b5 bishop. We want to keep this bishop, so we bring it back to f1. Castles by black, d4 and bishop to f6, attacking the rook. Rook goes back to e1, now rook to e8, attacking the rook. c3 to have this really nice pawn structure in which the bishop cannot attack it. Rook takes, queen takes. And here black develops his knight to f5 to make way for the d6 pawn and develop the other bishop. Now bishop to f4, d6, knight to d2 and bishop to e6. So till now very standard, just both sides developing their pieces. Now bishop to d3. And here you can play something like g6, bring the bishop to g7, but Zukertort here plays knight to h4. And with knight to h4, he probably wants to rotate his knight to g6 and attack this f4 bishop. We have knight e4 by Steinitz attacking the f6 bishop, knight to g6 and bishop to d2, keeping the bishop pair. And here d5 by Zukertort. And actually the best move is to take this bishop and have the bishop pair, which is considered very good. And after queen takes f6, something like queen to e3, and the game goes on. But here Steinitz didn't take the bishop, he plays knight to c5. Now the bishop falls back to c8, defending the b7 pawn. Now queen to e3, b6 and knight to b3. And now the bishop has done its job, so it can come back to e6. But we have queen to d6 by Zukertort. Now the queen enters with e8 check, knight to f8 and rook to e1. So that's why maybe bishop to e6 would have been better. So now we are allowing white to have a lot of control over the e file. But okay, we can kick away this queen very easily with bishop to b7. Rook is attacking it, queen comes back to e3, and now knight to e6. After knight to e6, queen to f3, rook to d8 and queen to f5. Threatening winning this pawn, so knight goes back to f8, defending the pawn. Now bishop to f4, attacking the queen. So you can see Steinitz is really pushing. He's trying to create something. He's down in the match and he really wants to win this game. And Zukertort's like, fine, I can defend everything you're doing and I'm fine with a draw. So after bishop to f4, queen to c6. Now we have knight to d2, rotating the knight to the king side. Bishop to c8, attacking the queen, queen goes to h5, g6, attacking the queen again, queen goes back to e2, and now knight to e6. The knight has done its job to defend the h7 pawn. After knight to e6, it's attacking the f4 bishop, bishop falls back to g3, and now queen to b7. And the purpose of queen to b7 is to make way for the c7 pawn and push it into the game. Now knight to f3 and c5 by Zukertort. And here actually you shouldn't take the pawn because then you're just helping black. And this is actually what happened in the game. And now black is slightly better. Well, what is better then? Well, something like queen to d2, pawn takes, pawn takes. We both have isolated pawns now, but white can play on the c file and there's not really much on the queen side anymore. But what happened in the game is that after pawn takes, and now we have knight to e5, we have c4 by Zukertort. And now black is pushing, since we have to move the bishop back to b1. And you can see that we created this weakness, the backwards b2 pawn. After bishop to b1, we have bishop g7, rook to d1, preventing the bishop or the pawn pushing through. Now bishop d7, queen f3, and bishop back to e8 to defend this pawn, since it was attacked twice. And in this position, Steinitz makes a huge mistake. He plays knight takes c4. And he actually blunders the game. Well, what was Steinitz thinking here? He was probably thinking that he can win a free pawn since you cannot take back and we will win the queen. But what he missed is that we have mate in 1. So after pawn takes, he probably realized that he has mate in 1, so he first took the knight. But after knight takes, he first took the rook, but after knight takes, we're defending the queen. And black is just up a piece. So he tried to play queen to e2 to attack the bishop, but simply knight to e6. And this is the moment Steinitz resigned. And, well, it's a terrible mistake, and he just missed this mate in 1 idea. And, well, Steinitz is having a really bad time. He lost the last game with a winning position. He had a really equal position in this game and blundered mate in 1. And now he's down 3-1. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe or comment. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.